and 7 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. Fridays. Free screens and complimentary transportation provided. Call 877-530-6356 to schedule your appointment today.
From America's Heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Hello. Anybody out there? Anybody? Pray. Okay, let me see what's going on. Hello. Maybe if I turn my microphone on, I'll hear it better. Okay. For some apparent reason, my microphone was not on. How could that be? Especially since I thought I had it turned on. Anyway, it's getting one of those days when my mind is playing tricks on me because I had sworn I just turned that microphone on. Anyway, that's how it goes when you start off here. The Gary Russell program, everything, it's just every time I do something, it screws up. It just does. Anyway, welcome aboard. Hello, everyone. Hello, everywhere across America and around the world. Welcome to Garyj Sportspage on GJRB online here on Spreaker across America and around the world. Welcome aboard. It's GJRB live on a Saturday. And we haven't been on here for a while. As I said before, we're on sparse broadcasting because we are off season, and that means that we broadcast at limited basis on a weekend, and we broadcast only certain weeks, certain days. And, this is Garyj Sportspage on GJRB Online. First of all, my alarm was supposed to go off. I don't know, for some reason, the clock on here is not entirely set up right. So I'm checking the time again with the National Time, and it was correct. So either I did a boo-boo and messed up my alarm system and set the alarm to the wrong time. Instead of 2:59, I set it to maybe 2:58 or something. I just don't know what happened there. But yeah, I'll figure out here in a minute as to what's going on here with this stupid thing. My clock on my little voice recorder, which is my little automator, was off by at least 39 seconds. Why, I don't know, because I had this set exactly right to the minute. Why? Anyway, as I said before, this is Garyj Sportspage on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world. And welcome to the show. I usually will make sure that my clock is right with the national time. So I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about Kaepernick while I'm setting this up again for next hour. Let's see here. For some apparent reason, I don't know why, I had screwed this up terribly. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay. I'm going to go to where I would think it would be 4:49. Okay, I'm going to go about 5 to 10 minutes in and resync it. Okay, let me see if I can let me go. I'm going to go up I'm going to say about 10 minutes in. 10 minutes in. Okay. And then we'll just run this again anyway. Welcome aboard Network before I came here. And, we got knocked off the air again. And I was listening to these guys on there, and I don't know, I guess I got to see both sides of this. For any point other than what they're saying, okay? seeing both sides of this. I guess I'm going to have to. What they're saying is, we are, why are we getting upset over Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem? And why are we making such a fuss over this? And the debate was going on Fox Sports Network, and they had good points. And I agree with some of it, okay? I agree with some of it. They had good points. Saying that how we, why are we making a big deal out of this when they have the right to disrespect the flag? They have the right to do this. And quite frankly, men died for that right. Okay, men died for that right. Men died for in battle for your right to make the decision to either stand for the flag and be the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. You had that choice because men died for that. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. Men died to for you to do that. So maybe maybe they do have a point there. But on the other hand, I see it as a disrespect to the American flag. I see this as a disrespect because, quite honestly, it's a total disrespect to the American flag. It is. It's to America. And what Colin Kaepernick did last year is his right. And now there's a reason why he did it. There's a reason why he did it. There's a reason why he changed his mind. Very simple and quite clear. He is now a free agent. He walked away from the 49ers. He had, I think, about a year left in his contract. And he's now apparently a free agent from what I understand. A lot of people, who really wants this man? Really, the stunt he did last year with the National Anthem and the kneeling bit, he's trying to redeem himself as a team member, and he's doing that so that the team could take him, and purely that's what he's doing. It's plain and simple. National Anthem thing will hang over his head for a long, long time. He'll make himself look good, though, for another team. Cleveland, I guess he was a free agent a long, long time ago. I'm not exactly sure how far back. And Cleveland was wanting him. They were going to sign a deal with him. And they were going to sign a deal. And they decided not to. They don't want him no more. Cleveland doesn't care about him anymore. They don't have no want for him anymore. So now, Colin Kaepernick is a free agent. So I just read last night that the Pittsburgh Steelers were interested in Kaepernick. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers actually were interested in Kaepernick. Could you imagine that? The Pittsburgh Steelers took Kaepernick? Yeah, really. Isn't that just kind of funny? Wouldn't that just be interesting to see Kaepernick playing for Pittsburgh? Wow. Well, maybe so. Look, let's see. Big Ben's just about done, right? Isn't Big Ben just about done anyway? So, in all honesty, maybe not a bad idea. We'll talk about that later. But it looks like from what I've seen here that the Steelers could be interested in, and we're going to talk about that coming up here on Sportspage on GJRB Online. Welcome aboard. This is our first show in like a long time. We've been off the air, and it's kind of been a while since we've done a show. Here's what Kaepernick said, and the reason why he changed his mind. He says he wants a positive change, and now there's a positive change in America, probably because, Obama's out, and President Trump. Well, I don't know. I didn't think he would have liked President Trump if he's a left-wing liberal, but here's the thing, okay? Kaepernick, though, says he believes that he wants a positive change in America, and he doesn't want to distract from that. So he'll no longer kneel during the Star-Spangled Banner in 2017. This is according to Adam Schefter of the ESPN reports. It's hard not to be cynical, though. Kaepernick is a free agent, and kneeling before in the National Anthem wouldn't preclude the teams, because other players, he's made other players do this. Other players have followed him because he's supposedly the leader, and that's what they did. But this could cause him to be viewed as a player who wouldn't make a great face of a franchise. By pledging to stand, Kaepernick now can remove any doubts of his stance. And now the question is whether a team will want him. And like I said, Pittsburgh, a possibility Pittsburgh might want him. But I'm thinking, why? The Pittsburgh Steelers? Wow, I would never figure that. Would never figure that. But, possibility. Anyway, we'll be talking about that throughout the afternoon. Also, spring training. I'll have spring training updates for you. We're going to look at, a big question. Now, a long time ago, someone told me this, that bowling's not a sport. Told me bowling is not a sport. What is it then if it's not a sport? Okay? Tell me this one. It's a game. You play against each other. You're scoring, you're knocking down pins in each frame. It's a sport. Okay? It's a sport. I'll be talking about this. The PBA, Pro Bowlers Association. It's a sport. Okay? Pro Bowlers Association. I'll be talking about the spring tour. Haven't had a chance to watch that because I don't get ESPN anymore. And that's where the bowling is on Saturday afternoon. So I'll kind of try to... I have some videos of... I just subscribe to PBA's YouTube channel. So I'll probably get to see some bowling. I'll probably have some bowling tournaments I can watch on my Roku box. So I'm going to be following a little bit of that. That's for sure. So we got a lot of scoring and bowling there. And we got a lot of stuff. So I hope you'll join us for it. And we got a lot of things going on. To say the least, we've got some March Madness going on. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to try to get as many shows as possible. But we're going to be off the air the final 2 weeks of March because I'm going to be rebooting the radio station for our spring season. So I'm going to do a little bit of spring. We're going to do a little bit of the March Madness, but we're not going to cover as much as I did last year because we were off the air last year because of the computer issues. So with that in mind, I'm looking at just doing a little bit with the March Madness. So we're going to be covering a lot of that this afternoon as well here on GJRB. We'll have sports scores every 10 minutes at the 20, 40, and 50 past the hour. And since we kind of had a rocky start, why don't we just go ahead and do our first edition here. Thought we could just get our sports scores in here. So why don't we get the on the air. Oh boy, we're getting knocked off the air several times here. If we are quiet every so often on the air live here, it's more than likely we're getting knocked off the air from time to time. So be patient with me. If you get cut off during scores, nothing I can do about it. So let's take a look at some of the scores going on right now on our sports scoreboard here on GJRB Online. Starting with, why did I want that? Come on now. Okay, Seton Hall. Seton Hall is getting defeated now by Butler, 52-45. There's still no score between Arizona and Arizona State. They are in the first period, about 20 minutes left. Let's see, we got Florida State over Miami, 9-5. There's getting an early start. 16:06 left in the first. That last game, aforementioned score, 15:36 in the first. 15:06 in the first. 17-6 SMU, so they're ahead. 10-8. That's Texas over Baylor. 10-8 right now. They are doing pretty good, Texas. 15 minutes, 37 seconds left in that game. And we'll keep up to date with the scores this afternoon here on the Sports Scoreboard. We'll give you some of the games tonight. And that's a look at what we got going on right now on the GJRB Sports Scoreboard here on Sportspage. So just to keep you up to date on the scores on Gary J's Sports Page. Scores every 10 minutes on GJRB Sports Scores here. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm just going to talk a little bit. We're going to take a break and get started on our sports page. Got a lot going on, so I hope you'll stay with me. And we'll open up our lines. I've been getting oddball phone calls on my GJRB cell, and that's because I've been telling my number on the air and to expect that. So I'm going to expect that. If I get some interesting phone calls on here, it's because it's just I get all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I will kind of have it on the air, but I'm not going to hang up on it if it's like one of those sales calls. Okay, so which I get from time to time. All right, let's see what we can do right now. Let's get started on Sports Page. We've got a lot to talk about. Colin Kaepernick, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about that. Also coming up, Dexter Fowler is making his political issues and political opinions, and he is not happy with the travel ban put on by President Trump, and he has a backer on that. Also, we'll talk about that. And the Cubs spring training lineup, and we'll give you the spring training scores coming up in the next half hour on Sports Page here on GJRB Online. So stay with me throughout the afternoon. This is Gary J's Sports Page on GJRB Online on Spreaker, and I'll be right back.
Watch. Pray. For we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pest, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, end time headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online. It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Rustin, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. It's that time of year once again. Spring a time when the weather gets warm and the flowers bloom, and GJRB is starting new programs and bringing back older ones that haven't been on for a while. It's the GJRB Spring Spectacular. All new programs and old ones returning, like Radioland, Garyj's Radio and Television Classics under a new name. Radio, television, and movie classics, featuring not just radio and television broadcast rarities, but also intermissions from drive-in movie theaters and indoor theaters too. Old movie trailers and movie trivia. The Spring Spectacular will also mean the return of the blues with Garyj's Blues House and country bluegrass with Bluegrass Jubilee. New additions to the Gary Russell program, including the Man on the Street, as I take my voice recorder to the streets of Clinton and ask people their opinions on what's going on in the news and lighter fun stuff. GJRB Spring Spectacular starts in April on GJRB.
Yeah, Spring Spectacular starting up real soon. As a matter of fact, we'll be getting ready to go on the air with that first spectacular program. Coming up probably about, I'm looking at the first week in April, first full week in April, as the Positive Rock Show returns to the air. We haven't done that show in a long time. It's been on a long hiatus, as well as a lot of other GJRB programs. So we're going to be bringing it back. So be watching for that. Coming up on GJRB Online, we'll be bringing that to you. We usually do weather in the news, but I really don't have any weather in the news stories, so we're just kind of going to skip that for a while. But we've been having some interesting weather anyhow last week with those twisters and all that. And we had some pretty bad weather last week. Severe thunderstorms rolled through this area and through pretty much the whole Midwest, causing a lot of severe weather, and people in Chicago all the way through to the west, to the eastern seaboard up around Maine. We're getting a lot of bad weather, severe thunderstorms, tornadoes. The badly hit was Ottawa, Illinois, where they had a really bad tornado that did extensive damage. Really terrible. I was looking at some of the pictures of that. Houses that did not have any walls up anymore. You can see the bedrooms from just standing outside because the wall's gone. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, it's a really, really devastating twisters, and it was a sad, sad state of affairs there. So we're kind of praying for those people, because that is really, really bad. I'm sorry that happened. So we'll be praying for them extensively, and hope that they get things back together, because that's kind of a tough thing to deal with when you're talking about tornadoes and all that damage. It's just a terrible thing, and a lot of people, hurt, and it was just terrible. And I really pray for the families who are devastated by these twisters, because a lot of big destruction there. Sad, real sad. I'll tell you what, though, we're going to get into it, because we got weather on the fives coming up here real shortly here on Gary Russell on GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Russell. Hope you're enjoying the program. We'll do weather on the fives, and then we're going to get back into sports in another half of the hour here at about 3:34. And we've got some really good stuff to talk about in the next half hour, so if you'll stay with me. We'll talk about Colin Kaepernick. We're going to open up the lines for your conversation and invite you to get in on it. So I hope you'll stay with me for Gary J's Sports Page this afternoon here on GJRB. Beautiful Saturday today. Sunshine out of our studios. I mean, it's absolutely fantabulous. And a lot of really nice weather. So I really hope that you'll stay with me, and the computer outside, maybe even just sitting out there on the porch and listening to the show. Let's take a look at that weather on the fives right now here on GJRB Online. A prolonged period of moderate heavy snow will impact the Cascades and the Sierra Nevadas, as well as inland across the innermost west and into the Rockies in the next few days. Fire dangers, though, remain high across the central plains, while heavy rain and localized flooding is expected in the southwest, including Texas and portions of the southeast. So we're looking at some interesting weather there. And we'll take a look at your temperatures across America coming up later on here on GJRB Online on way out there on the Gary J Sports page. Here on GJRB Online, we'll take a look at some your temperatures across America. So stay tuned for that here on GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Russell. Hope you're enjoying the show. Be back.
For 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russell program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russell program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russell program on GJRB.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russell program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB.
I'm Gary J. Russell. This is a GJRB Sportspage update. Wide receiver Jeremy Curley has agreed to a 3-year, $10.5 million deal with San Francisco. The San Francisco 49ers, despite having limited time, the team didn't coach Curley's book. He said that, according to Ed Schaefer, John Ross clocked in at 4.22 seconds. And to combine on Saturday, breaking Chris Johnson's previously recorded 4.24. Buzz is about Ross's run started. The unofficial results had him breaking Johnson's previous record set in 2008. Gary